Hello everyone, Cousin here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1222 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for October 23rd, 2024. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1222. I'm gonna start with the word rapid. Okay, all of the 5 letters are grey, so I'm gonna guess a totally different word involving 5 unguessed letters. For example, close. Alright, I still only have 1 green out of the 10 letters I've guessed. So I've placed O as the 3rd letter, and it honestly might be an OU double vowel, but the chances are not that high. It could be, this word could end in a double consonant, like NT. Or could it be a double O? It could be, for example, tooth. The problem is, I can't really think of any double consonants, that are possible for this word to begin with, apart from WH, but I don't see where this is going. So, I might actually try tooth. Or could it contain a Y? It could also be NK or NG. Or there's also TH available. But again, I don't see where this is going. So let's just try tooth first. Indeed it is double O. Something OO something something. Now, does it contain a Y? Hmm. Oh, it's goofy, right? I mean, this is the only word I can think of that that is actually a word. Alright, let's just try goofy and see if it really is the answer or not. Okay, it is the answer. Alright. Nice. Yeah, I didn't use any elimination strategies. I just made my guesses based on the previous clues. And yeah, I just feel like the words were quite limited, because there were not many words which could fit in this pattern. After I've eliminated a lot of commonly used consonants and common vowels, um, there really were not many available options left. So I eventually saw the word goofy and guessed the correct answer in 4 tries. So yeah, I'll take that. It's not bad of a performance, so yeah, I'll take it. Alright, got today's Wordle answer goofy in 4 tries. After I'm done with Wordle number 1222, let me move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today's October 23rd, 2024. I'm gonna start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. These 7s point left. These 7s force the digit 7 into one of these 2 cells in block 8. These 5s point right, and this cell sees another 5. Alright, these 2s force the digit 2 into one of these 2 cells in block 6. These 2s force the digit 2 into one of these 2 cells in block 8. These 8s point right. These 6s point left. And this cell sees another 6. This 6 points up and the 6 points right. So in block 2, the digit 6 is forced into row 3, and then these 6's points right, and this cell sees another 6. So in block 3, the digit 6 is forced into this cell. Hmm. This 4 points up and this 4 points right. So in block 3, the digit 4 is forced into row 2. Okay, these 9s force the digit 9 into this cell in block 5. That was there the whole time. Don't know why I didn't see that until now. Alright, and then these 9s point down. And now this pattern is really good for making markings. 1, 4, 6, and 7 are missing digits of block 5, where these two cells see 6 and 7. So, in order to fit both 6 and 7 into block 5, they have to go into the other two cells. So the other two cells are reserved for 6 and 7, because these two cells are the only two cells which 6 and 7 can only go into. It's either 6, 7 or 7, 6. They have to go into these two cells. So I must make these two cells reserved for 6 and 7. So the 6, 7 pair eliminates all other digits from these two cells, which makes the other two open cells in block 5 contain the other missing digits, 1 and 4, but this cell sees 1. So I can make this 4 and 1 because of this 1. Alright. Okay, 6 in this cell is now eliminated, because this cell sees both of the cells involved in this 6-7 pair. So no matter which cell 6 ends up being, the cell sees both of them. So I can eliminate 6 from this cell because it sees 6 from this 6-7 pair. With the other 6's, I can force the digit 6 into this cell in block 2. Same with the 7's. This cell sees the 7 from the 6-7 pair, so 7's here. With the other 7's, force the digit 7 into this cell in block 8. Alright, the missing digits of column 5 are 1, 4, and 8. Hmm. Oh, okay, so it's the cell. I was just looking at the missing digits of row 6, and I found out that this cell ends up being a single. You can fast mark down all digits 1 through 9 into this cell, and eliminate the digits that this cell cannot contain one by one. This cell sees 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This cell sees, oh, okay, when I say see, I mean that there's already that digit in the same row, column, or block as the cell, so it can no longer contain that digit because it's already there for the row, column, or block. So this cell sees 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It cannot be those 8 digits, and it can only contain 3. So I must make the cell a 3. Because in Sudoku, we cannot leave cells empty. So to avoid empty cells, I must put one digit into every cell. I must put one digit into every cell, and if this cell cannot contain 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3 is the only digit that can go into this cell, well then I must make this a 3 to avoid empty cells. If I don't make the cell a 3, the cell would end up being empty, and we don't want that. So this cell can only be 3, so I must make this a 3. And then these 3's point down. Let's continue to fill out the missing digits of row 6, 5, 6, and 7 are the missing digits. Oh, but this cell sees 6 and 7. Alright. This cell sees 6 and 7, so this cell must be a 5, leaving behind a 6, 7 pair in this row. And then these 5's point down. Whoops, sorry. Alright, sorry about that. Pressed the wrong buttons, and that kind of led to some minor chaos, but it's alright. I'm back here. As I was saying, these 5's point down. Alright, in column 9, 1, 4, and 8 are missing digits. This cell sees 4, so it can only contain 1 or 8. This cell sees 8, so it's 1 or 4 only, and this cell is 1, 4, 8. Hmm. Oh, okay, so, right. This cell cannot contain 4. Because earlier I found out that in block 3, the digit 4 is forced into row 2, which eliminates 4 from this cell. And force here points to the left, because, well, no matter... Okay, I should first say that the digit 4 in block 3 is guaranteed into one of these two cells, and no matter which cell 4 ends up being in, these two cells cannot contain a 4 because it sees both of those two cells. So after I eliminate 4 from these two cells, because of this 4 pointing, with the other 4's, they force the digit 4 into this cell in block 2. Okay, another thing I saw in the process was that, this cell is key. I'll do the same method as, the 3, but it's slightly different. This cell sees 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So the only digits that are possible to go into this cell are 1 or 8 only. And now look at row 2. In row 2, there are 2 open cells which only contain 1 or 8. These 2 cells cannot contain any other digit apart from 1 and 8. These 2 cells cannot contain anything else apart from 1 and 8. So, if only 1 and 8 can go into these 2 cells, I must keep both 1 and 8 into these 2 cells. Because again, in Sudoku, we cannot leave cells empty. We cannot have empty cells, so I must put 1 digit into every cell. So what this means is that the only combinations are 1, 8 or 8, 1. I have to keep both 1 and 8 into these 2 cells to avoid empty cells. I have to keep 1 and 8 into these 2 cells to avoid cells being empty. So it's either 1, 8 or 8, 1, and this 1, 8 pair eliminates 1s and 8s from all other open cells in this row. Which means that this cell cannot contain 1 or 8 anymore, because 1 and 8, we already know where 1 and 8 go in row 2. They go into this pair. Alright, I don't care about the order for now, because this cell sees both of the cells involved in the pair. So this 1 8 pair eliminates 1 and 8 from this cell. To avoid empty cells, I must keep 1 and 8 into these two cells, which eliminates 1 and 8. And now, for this column, remember in column 9, the missing digits are 1, 4, and 8, but after 1 and 8 are eliminated from this cell, it can only be a 4, so I must make this a 4, because no other digit can go into this cell, apart from 4, so I must make this a 4, which makes this 1 and 8 to complete this column. And then the missing digits of block 3 are 1, 8, and 9. But again, this cell cannot contain 1 and 8 because 1 and 8 are eliminated because of the 1 8 pair. So this cell's made a 9, leaving behind a 1 8 pair in block 3. This 9 points down to force the digit 9 into column 7 in block 9. So this 5 9 pair makes the other two open cells in block 9 a 1 3 pair. And now, this 1 3 pair eliminates 1 from this cell, because this cell sees the 1 from this pair. This cell sees both of the two cells involved in the 1 3 pair, so this cell cannot contain a 1, it must be an 8, making the cell a 1. Now these 8s force the digit 8 into this cell in block 6. These two cells are for 2 and 4, and these two cells are for 6 and 7. These 9s points left, and this cell sees another 9. Oh right, this 1 8 pair makes the other two open cells in this row also a pair of 2 and 5. Oh, okay, so yeah, right. This cell cannot contain 1. First of all, I know that it's now it's now part of the 2 5 pair. But if I really did not see this 2 5 pair, I also could have said that this cell cannot contain 1 because it sees both of the cells involved in the 1 8 pair. 1 and 8 are kept into these two cells, so this 1 8 pair eliminates 1s and 8s from all of the open cells in this row, which means that this cell cannot contain 1. With this one pointing up, the digit 1 in block 2 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell an 8 for this pair. These 8s point down, and this cell sees another 8. Alright, now column 5 is still missing 4 and 8, which go into these two cells. We don't know the order yet. Okay, now, in column 1, 1, 3, and 6 are missing digits. This cell sees 1 and 6, so I must make this a 3, which means that the other two open cells contain 1 and 6, but this cell also sees 1. So I can make this 6 and 1, so 3, 6, and 1 are placed like this to complete this column, and these 6s force the digit 6 into this cell in block 7. This cell sees this cell sees a 6 that I just placed, so I can make this 7 and 6, 7 and 6. Alright, all 6s are placed, nice. We have these ones pointing left, so this 1 7 pair makes this a 5. Yeah, because this cell sees 1 and 7. This cell sees 1 and 7, but these two digits are still missing from row 1. So 1 and 7 can only go into the other two open cells, which makes them reserved for 1 and 7, eliminating 5 from these two cells and making the only other possible cell, which is this cell, a 5. Which makes this 2, 5, and this and 8 to complete this block. Row 3 is missing 2 and 9. In column 6, 2, and 9 are missing digits, but this cell sees a 2. So I can make this 9 and 2 to complete this column. This 9 makes this a 5 and 9 to complete column 7. These 9s point left to force the digit 9 into this cell in block 7, which makes this 2 and 9. 9s are also done. 2, 4, no, 2, 3, and 4 are the missing digits of row 4. This cell sees 2, so it's 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And in row 5, 2, 4, and 7 are missing digits. This cell sees 2, so it's 4, 7, 2, 4, 7, and 2, 4. Alright. Okay, I don't know why I have the 2 marked in this cell. Didn't mean that. This cell sees a 1. So I can make this 3 and 1 to complete block 9. This cell is a 5 to complete this row. So now the digit 5 in block 7 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell an 8, this a 4, and this an 8 to complete this column. This cell sees 1, so 1, as a missing digit of block 8, can only go into the other open cell, which makes this 3, 3, 4. 4 can't go into these two cells. Oh, I don't know why I didn't see this one earlier. Alright, so because of this one, I can place the 7 and 1 like this to complete row 1. The 7 points back down, so the digit 7 in block 4 is forced into this cell, which makes this 4, 2, 4, and the Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, I finished today's New York Times hard Sudoku in 17 minutes and 38 seconds. So I would say this puzzle is, it's mostly straightforward. I'll go as a quick summary. Alright, I'm saying that this puzzle is straightforward in terms of hard difficulty. In terms of hard Sudokus, this is, not too tricky, I would say. So, there are definitely some pairs of triples that you don't want to miss. For example, the 1/8 pair in row 2, the 1/8 pair in row 2, which placed the 4 for column 9. The 1/8 pair in row 2 helped place the 4 for column 9. So I think this was one of the key spots. And it also made the 2-5 pair later on and placed the 1 in block 2. Alright, placing the 9 in block 5 was a good way to get this Sudoku puzzle started with. There were also quite a lot of pairs on the right-hand side, for example, the 1-3 pair and 5-9 pair in block 9. Yeah, I don't really recall much. Oh, and I feel like this 3, the single 3 in block 6 at the intersection of row 6 and column 9, I felt like this 3 also did a decent job in, making other deductions. So this single 3 right here, and I think these were the key spots. I don't really recall much, so I might have missed out some important spots as well, but hopefully this video helped. Even if you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to reply you. Yeah, alright. So that is it for this video. So yeah, in conclusion, this is not too tricky in terms of hard difficulty. It's mostly straightforward. Alright. Today is October 23rd, 2024. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1222 and New York Times hard Sudoku for today. I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye!